Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Chat. I am Jake, and it's been a while since I last was on here. This summer has been going by super fast. I've been super busy. I also wanted to take time to practice. I felt like this was a good time on my YouTube that I got to practice being on YouTube again. But this time with these skills of talking with my spirit guides through my rods. I also wanted to practice with tarot cards because um, everybody's journey is a little bit different. I found this tool to be easier to begin speaking with my spirit guides besides prayer and meditation. Um, I never had, I was always frustrated that I never could do through tarot cards. And it's okay, you don't, but I always felt like there was a different avenue for me, and that's what I am going to do. And for anybody that wants to learn tarot, I'm using this tarot deck, this classic tarot. I got it on Amazon, and one cool thing about it is that on these cards they do have meanings, yes and no. They're yes and no cards, what it means upright, and if you do reversals, which I don't, they have the meanings there too. So I'll be doing that. I wrote down some questions to ask today, and what I'm going to be doing from my hope is from here on out is to come on Thursdays on a regular basis, just once a week. I think when I was committing to 2 times, that's just too much. With I do have a day job, and it just was too much work trying to get 2 times in. And I wrote notes on questions I want to ask about what's been going on in this world and whatnot. And I've talked about this in previous videos. That I do a prayer of protection. You can make it whatever you want with whatever tool you're going to use. I really suggest that you say a prayer of protection. Just simple. It could be simple as surround me with the white light of the one source, one force, the Holy Spirit, to protect, guide me during my practice. And this because when you use different tools, you're like a flashlight to the other side, and you attract various spirits that can not give you a clear communication with your spirit guides. So that's what I am doing. So I'm going to start. I was writing questions about what's going on in this country, which, of course, if you all know, I'm sure you're fully aware because we're all living this time that it's been crazy. So I'm going to start with some international questions first, and then we'll go into things that are going on in this country. And I want to end with a message. So I'm going to bring it down here so you all can see my cards. Let me move my list of questions. The first question is, there's been, and it even was reaffirmed today on various news sources that the United States have been taking a back seat now on negotiations in the Ukrainian and Russian war, and now it's quite obvious. You don't have to be a psychic or tarot card reader to know that Europe is going to have to take a even bigger front seat on negotiations. My hands are all coordinated this afternoon. It's been a long day at work. So my question is, will Europe and the Ukrainian-Russian war, will they come up with the final treaty negotiation? Will they be the ones as a collective help bring an end to the Ukrainian-Russian war? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're not going to get that. See, this is what I'm talking about with my distractions today. I did medicate beforehand to get this, so It's shuffling. Okay. Well, Europe and the Ukrainian-Russian war. And I'm going to do a Celtic cross on this. So make sure the camera gets this tool. So right now, there is a lot of planning going on with this two wands. There's a lot of planning going on in regards to this, a lot of negotiations. The block here is the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of emotions, as you well know. Even with the Europeans, I think they have a lot of emotions with, especially the children that are missing in Ukraine, the destruction in Ukraine. In the recent past, um, they were talking about the wealth of this area, and also funding for Ukraine, funding for um, food supplies, military, things like that. The base of this reading, well, this is actually good. Good. So we have the chariot in the base of the reading, so that Europe is really moving forward on this. And there's the strength card, so they do have a lot of strength behind them in doing this, because they're like, we need to get to the end of this right now. In the near future, they're going to be deep in negotiations between the two parties, Russia and Ukraine, making sure, unlike the orange one, they're going to make sure both parties are involved in the negotiations. Um, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement because there is going to be progress made with this Page of Wands. There's going to be a lot of new energy on this. A lot of contemplations on both sides with Russia and Ukraine thinking about these negotiations. It's not going to be a one and done thing. These are negotiations. They will take some time, but they will be contemplating with that Four of Cups. But then there's going to be a final negotiation, and it's going to deal with money, defense. You're still dealing with money, food. You're still dealing with money. So, and yeah, it is going to happen. Europe is going to be the one that brings the end to this war through their negotiations. So that's good to hear, because I'm sure all of us, I mean, more importantly, Ukrainians want this to end. So, okay. This one kind of was not big in the news. It's talked about, but I don't think it so much. I think there's so many distractions right now that certain things that get overlooked or said briefly that we probably miss it. So there was a meeting with Modi, the president of China, as well, uh, and going blank, Kim Jong Un. They all were meeting in China for the pomp and circumstance. It was also showing the strength of these countries as working together. However, the one thing that I noticed, there was Kim Jong Un, who rarely makes an appearance outside of North Korea. He brought his daughter Kim Ju there, and well, he also brought his sister too. But the more important thing is his daughter, and it's been talked about that she's possibly a successor. So I wanted to ask, because first of all, North Korea is very much a patriarchal, if I could speak, patriarchy. Therefore, it would be very rare for a woman to take the lead. Also, I just get a feeling that it could be a change for North Korea. I don't see it. I don't have a feeling that it's going to become a democracy overnight, but it could start the process down that path. So, first question is Kim Ju A. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it right. My spirit guides know who I'm talking about. The daughter of Kim Jong Un. Will she become the successor to him as leader of North Korea? Kim Jong A. Will she be the next leader of North Korea? Let me bring this down a little bit. Um, so right now there is the Page of Wands. There is exploration of her being the successor. Um, but right now the Four of Cups is the block. So when you have the block, it's kind of read it as a reversal. This is the only time I kind of do a reversal in a way. Um, he's very careful. He's being very careful and checking in if this is going to be an alignment. Is this going to be the correct choice, basically, for North Korea? Again, like I said, this would be a first time that a woman would lead. In the recent past, there was, celebration, much joy in their country, probably talking about this whole, for him, talking about coming together as a family to uh, dysfunction in China. Um, in this, there's the temperance cards, the foundation of this reading of what he wants to make sure it's someone that's going to continue on his family legacy. In this Five of Cups, there's been a lot of rumors about Kim Jong Un's health, and I think there is what's crowning this reading and why he's thinking about this is that his health is not the greatest. In the near future, that's the Hierophant. So this is a good sign saying that that she is going to be chosen. The Magician card, manifestation, choices with the Seven of Cups. Definitely this is a crossroads for North Korea, and there's this is a very much of a burden for him to think about it. So I think there's a very good chance. Right now, I gain a lot of maybe cards for. Let's look at the base of the cards. But there's the World card for clarification. So I think in the thinking process, he is very much so contemplating on it. He's going back and forth, but ultimately, it's going to happen. She will be chosen. So my next question is, will what kind of leader will she be? Because if this is definitely a change for North Korea, um, let's see if my feeling is correct in regards to what type of person she is. Now, let's not. I'm not trying to be Pollyanna because she is his daughter, raised in North Korea, raised by him and his wife. So she's definitely far from her. However, could she be a change from him? Well, we'll see what the cards say. So tell me if when Kim Ju A becomes the successor to Kim Jong Un, what type of leader will she be to the North Koreans? Kim Jong A, what type of leader will she be? Okay. So this is interesting because this is what I was saying about her not being a perfect leader. So she is going to have a lot of fear and anxiety about becoming the successor. Also, she's going to take a lot of shortcuts in doing what she needs to be as a leader with this cross of the world card. So, uh, yeah, she is in the recent past would a lot of negative thoughts. And remember, this is a patriarchal society, so maybe it's a lot of that is affecting her self worth. So, there is going to be a lot of disappointment that it's not going to be a male successor on the basis of the reading. This will lead to a lot of retreat from her. The people won't see her that much at first, but she is going to be ambitious. She'll be an ambitious leader when I'm talking. So you're not just seeing my cards. Yeah. There is going to be a lot of energy with her. She's going to be a youthful leader, so there's going to be a lot of energy. She is going to have a lot of feminine energy. It could mean a hidden agenda that she might have, which of course may be true, but there is going to be a lot of the feminine energy there. There is going to be a lot of the hope is to help with the financial with North Koreans. And it's going to lead to her rule, I guess, since it's a dictatorship. There is going to be a lot of opportunities and choices. Um, I think she is going to help North Korea. What I'm getting is that she's opening up. Yeah, there's a new project. What I was about to say, working with other countries and opening up North Korea. See the trade deal, looking at the long term view and new ideas. And here we go again, working with other countries. So I think she is going to try to open up North Korea. Um, that's her plan when she becomes leader, and this will help open North Korea or work North Korea down that or walk. Let's try it again. Walk North Korea down the path of becoming more democratic. Okay, good. So that's all the international questions. Let's move on to USA. So today it was I've done readings on with my own practice about troops being sent to Chicago. Um, that it's an iffy kind of thing. Well, funny thing is now he's talking about putting troops in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I think part of it probably to quell the naysayers who say you're only going to blues places. So this might be, if he does, we'll see that it might be the prelude to going to Chicago. So will President Trump send troops to New Orleans? National Guard, military, either or both? Will he send them to New Orleans? President Trump send troops to New Orleans. Interesting. So he is very ambitious to do sending the troops to Chicago and Baltimore, first of all. However, and New Orleans. However, this is a lot of talk in regards to the question, which is uh, to New Orleans. He may be just doing this to satisfy people. Um, in the recent past, he's transitioning to this idea. So he is collaborating with people on this issue. There are restrictions, the recent court cases that he's working through, to see what he can or cannot get away with. He's making difficult decisions right now on where he's going to send the troops. He's talking to leadership with the King of Pentacles. Um, he's working strategically, trying, like I just said, trying to get away with this, with the Seven of Swords. His hope is a yes. That's his hope and fear, that he is going to be able to do this. But here's this Queen of Pentacles, which um, is a yes card. However, let's look at the base of the reading that he will. It may not be in the order. So he is thinking about things introspectively, and he's looking at creative opportunities. But here's the wish coming true. So I'm thinking he is going to send troops to New Orleans, whether it is before Chicago or after, that's another story. So I think he will. Or he might send them at the same time to Chicago, Baltimore. So I don't know. Okay. A lot of talk about the news, um, social media, about his health. So let's just check in with how his health's going. I mean, he was gone for a week. He might have had some type of surgery, procedure. So show me Trump's current state of health. How is Donald Trump's health? Ooh. Let's look at these cards. The strength card and popped in the burden. So he's working hard to gain his strength. So right now, so would mean probably he's recovering from something. He's probably recovering something. So let's look at his health. So there are some things. Surprise, surprise. There's secrets that are being that are with the Fool card. They're holding back secrets about his health. The Fool card crossing the um, the High Priestess. So he was trying to make progress, healing progress in the past with the Chariot card. Here's my mini readers trump card. It's the base of this reading. Um, yeah, I think he went to the doctor with the Six of Pentacles. I think he did go to the doctor trying to find solutions. In the near future, we have a Three of Swords. So I think this is temporarily recovering. I think he's not doing well at all. Probably his heart, and it's definitely karmatic with this Justice card. Um, Now, here's the Sun card. This for the outside environment. That's what he hopes that he feels. That not the hopes. Excuse me. That's what he wants to perceive to everyone, that he is doing well. However, the he's getting away with something. Getting away with faking that he's all right. He's not. This is definitely going to Two of Swords. He's not doing well. This is definitely a crossroads for his health. Um, yeah, definitely not doing well. Definitely probably. These cards are saying that he did go see a doctor. I think, and with the Chariot card too, that it was whatever the event was, it was happened really fast, and and they were finding solutions to get him back on his feet as fast as possible. Okay, another person that came out today, and I may have to skip some of my other questions I have. I'm going to try to do 2 more questions because I don't want to make this video too long. RFK Jr. hearings today, if you watched them, I'm sure Senator Cassidy, from Louisiana, I believe Louisiana, who's the doctor, who was the deciding vote on Kennedy being the HHS secretary, probably totally regretting that vote with even the questions and the nonsense that he's RFK Jr. Spewing out there. It's pretty bad when you have Republicans not happy either with it. So I guess the question is from after these hearings, is RFK Jr. on the outs? Is he going to be on the outs? Because there's a lot going on, and really Trump does not need any in addition to what's going on. So he probably we'll see if he is on the outs. So RFK Jr., is he on the outs? This is interesting because there you have the Queen of Pentacles, people being nurturing, which he's not. The block it's a unfocused burnout, and I think the RFK may be burned out himself, burnt out with what he's trying to or trying not to do, I guess. Okay, in the past, their hopes was with the CDC director to bring some moderation, and even in some ways I think even they thought with RFK, which I don't know what this train of thought, RFK Jr. would bring some balance because he was a Democrat at one time. I put that in air quotes because, no. There is going to, he possibly, the foundation, he might be going into retreat. They might take him away from the spotlight at first. But definitely making decisions, crowning this reading. I think Trump is definitely thinking about it. The Ace of Pentacles saying that he might have a new career opportunity. They might be trying to find either a new place in the government to put him or another outside job opportunity to give him the boot or basically we'll see what the rest of the cards say, but or it would come across as that he is moving on to this position and I worked hard, and just have him a nice goodbye and not make it so nasty that he's moving on to another job. This is interesting. This Six of Pentacles, he's definitely working with donors in regards to doing certain things, that the changes that he's making. Definitely people from the outside just want someone here that's compassionate with this Queen of Cups. But yeah, there is going to be a judgment happening in the hopes and fears. Right now, this is definitely a yes. Right now, he's making a decision right now in regards to this. RFK Jr. is really worried about his thing, but here's this could be the celebration of this new beginning. So I think he is going to go on the outs. It's just they're just figuring out what they're planning to do to give him just the boot, to move him in another role in the government, or finding him a job outside the government for him so he can say goodbye to the HHS. Okay. The last question I'm gonna put in is yesterday with the whole Epstein victims news conference. I'm gonna ask if what we need is 2 more GOP votes to release the files in the House. Right now, I believe it's Nancy Mace from South Carolina, Lauren Boebert from Colorado, and surprisingly, Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia have signed. Oh no, and Tom Macy signed on to do this. So they need two more GOP. All the Democrats are on board. So will we get the two more Republicans to step forward to release the rest of the Epstein files? A lot of soul searching going on. It's surprising enough that they do have souls. Um, However, there is a sudden awareness with this uh, Four of Cups. So there is going to be individuals stepping forward. Um, Definitely in the exploring this idea of releasing the files in the recent past. These individuals want us to be sensible about doing this with the Temperance card. And also want to come across as nurturing. These might be people trying. Don't get me wrong. With the MTG, Lauren Boebert, Nancy Mace are not fooling anyone, and even Tom Massey with these caring about it. To me, they know MAGA's on the outs, so they're um, trying to find a way out to make themselves seem caring. So in the near future, definitely, and it's interesting. This is two of wands here. They're definitely these two individuals are making decisions right now. Again, the compassion. They want to seem compassionate. There's a judgment coming forward. Again, making decisions, deciding between priorities, and definitely a yes card, Ace of Pentacles. And this might be one person comes up first before the next person. Um, Possibly a younger member of the house. But, and I say younger in quotes because maybe it's Luna, because I think Luna from Florida, um, she's holding out about, I think it's legislation about stock options or something with Congress people banning Congress people owning stocks. I think that's what it is. Maybe it's her. And maybe that she can get an agreement with somebody else, maybe the other person or the other four that will sign on to that as well. So, yeah. So there you go. I think it went really well. Minus my shuffling fiasco. Hopefully, with practice, that will get better. I'm not a card player, so my shuffling game is best. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I will come back. Not hopefully, but I'm planning to come Thursday. But one last thing, I did want to do a message reading for the general uh, public out there. Okay. All right, spirit guides. Let's get a general reading that will help for everyone out there. What's going to be a helpful message that you want to portray rather than, ooh, there's one that jumped out. Ooh, taking action, manifestation, the magician card, um, a message for the general public that will best benefit everyone. Sun card, positivity. It's crossing this as the Queen of Wands. So with this, with feeling positivity, happiness, you have to make sure you look within and making sure you're respecting yourself, um, and doing what you need to do to be happy in order. But what my always think is, it's just you have to take care of yourself first before taking care of others. And so that goes with, mental awareness for your own self. Because right now we're going through some painful endings right now. This is the beginning of the end of a lot of the bad stuff. We still have a long way to go, and we have to make sure we take care of ourselves during this time. A lot of tension going on in the base for a lot of people out there, but this is a karmatic turning point. This is a turning point. Like I said, this is a start of the beginning of the end with a lot of these tensions that we're receiving. Making sure that we take care of ourselves in order to take care of others with the Six of Pentacles. And this will help us progress forward to march forward in our own victory. Keeping in touch with our emotional wellness as well as spirituality, because there is going to be a sudden change, and this is in our hopes and fears, this tower moment. It's going to happen. We're hoping, all of us out here are hoping for that moment to happen, which it will in time. Probably not soon enough for a lot of us, including myself. But again, we have a long road ahead. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Long road ahead forward. Making sure we protect ourselves, hold our self-worth, and ride forward. Because it is going to be a lot of hard work, but in the end, it'll be worth it. We are strong and we are capable. So with that, I'll see you all next week. Bye.